Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata-sevayā. Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nishtaki. Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajeshatanaya Stadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachitupasana Vrajamadhu Vargena Va Kalpita Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Pramanamamalam Prema Pumartho Mahan Śrī Caitanya-Mahāprabhur Matamidam Tatradharana Para Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for taking out your most valuable time to read, hear, study Bhagavatam together on a Sunday morning. No easy task, but you're all very, very sincere souls. That's why you are prioritizing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam in your life. We are reading Canto 10, Chapter 38 now. Akrura's arrival in Vrindavan. So we have read first 4 verses in the last reading. This chapter is very, very special. Akrura is the Acharya of Vandanam. And actually, we all want to go to Vrindavan. That's the meditation of everyone, every sincere sadhaka. Mora e abhilash vilash kunje diyo vas. Right. Nijan nikata nivasa dehi govardhanatvam. May I reside in Vrindavan and ultimately back home, back to Goloka Vrindavan. That's our. But Akrura is teaching here the mood of a devotee. Akrura, although he was serving under Kamsa, but he was pure soul and his mood is very, very amazing. And there are so many lessons here for sadhaka. And by Krishna's mercy, I was able to get this copy of the Bhagavad Subodhini in part 2 of Canto 10. Was not published until a few months back. So it's recently published and it has till chapter 44. So part 1 has till, I think, till 20 or 19, and then this book has till 44. So generally, I refer this also, but we were kind of deprived of this because the part 2 was not published, and hoping that by the time we get to chapter 44, maybe part 3 will also come. So, a quick synopsis of this chapter in 3 different sections basically. There are 43 verses. The first 23 verses basically is Akrura's meditation. That's the essence of this chapter. And then finally, his ecstasy in the next 10 verses, how ecstatic he is to see Yamuna, to reach Vrindavan. And then last, finally, he meets Krishna Balaram and his initial interaction with Krishna Balaram. So in the first 4 verses, what we have seen, Akrura is feeling very, very humble. He is feeling, I'm so unfit to go to Vrindavan. What pious deeds have I done? What austerities have I undergone? I'll see Lord Keshava today. I don't have any qualification. What charity have I given? It is so difficult to get the opportunity to see Uttama Shloka. I'm reading text 3 and 4, been paraphrased. And I'm so absorbed in sense gratification. Krishna is pure, I am Adhama. Krishna is Uttama Shloka and I am Adhama. Krishna is the ocean of qualities and I am the ocean of faults. There is no match here. but it's only His causeless mercy. It's like so many examples He is giving, His analogies He is giving. So the point is, that's how a devotee should feel. A devotee should never feel I am entitled. Oh, I am entitled to be with Guru. I'm entitled to get Diksha. I'm entitled to get this post position. I'm entitled to speak Bhagavatam. I'm entitled to, you know, do XYZ thing. We are not entitled to, we can only beg. We are beggars. And the beggar feels entitled, there is no humility. It's beggar feels I am at your mercy. You help me. I am very, very fallen. You help me. So that should be the mood of a sincere sadhaka. Never feeling entitled, never feeling I deserve this, never feeling I am the right candidate for this. Mataji asked me to share something from my experiences. Experiences were so many, but one thing which is now coming to my mind, I was in some leadership classes in Govardhaniko village, almost 8-hour classes every day by different devotees for 12 days. One important point which was shared is when Radhanath Swami Maharaj said, leadership is an austerity. He began the class with this line. Leadership is an austerity. It's an austerity of love. And anytime if the leader feels, oh, I am the right leader. I deserve to get this position. I should be the president, prime minister, whatever, governor, because I have so and so. That person is never the right candidate because the ego is so high. And the person who feels I'm not the right candidate, that person is the right candidate. Same applies to initiation, same applies to any service also. Oh, I'm the best candidate to give Bhagavatam class into this assembly. Shukdev Goswami never felt that I'm the best candidate to give Bhagavatam class. It was everyone else who said, Prabhu, you please do. Although he was very young in age, they all unanimously, he commanded respect. He didn't demand respect. So here, Akrura is feeling utterly disqualified. One's disqualification is one's qualification in spiritual life. That doesn't mean that we should not try to develop qualifications, but even if we have the most qualification, like Jiva Goswami, who wrote 400,000 verses, but the mood was utter humility. The mood was utter disqualification. So this is Akrura's mood. This is the mood of a pure Vaishnava. The higher they grow, the humble they become. This is bhakti. And it applies to every aspect of life. So let's read a little bit further from text 5 and continue what Akrura is meditating. Chintan. He is doing this chintan. Mamevam mama dham syapi syadevachyuta darshanam hriyamana kalanadya kvachit tarati kaschana. Translation by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. But enough of such thoughts. After all, even a fallen soul like me can have the chance to behold the infallible Supreme Lord, for one of the conditioned souls being swept along in the river of time may sometimes reach the shore. A fallen soul like me can have the chance to behold the infallible Supreme Lord. I'll read something. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is mentioning here, Akrura subdued himself in humiliation. By his intelligence and determination, he thought, though I am low, it is possible, syad, for me to see the Lord. See, humility, as Radhanath Swami Maharaj mentioned this, humility does not mean to think less of oneself, but to think of oneself less. It's a little tricky. मैं ऐसा हूँ, I am so pathetic, I am the most rascal, I am full of ocean of faults, I am rascal, I have lust, anger, greed, envy, I am full of ego, I. There is more meditation on I than Krishna. So humility means to think more of Krishna and think of oneself less. That's what Akrura is actually saying here. Enough of such thoughts. I'm done. Okay. Even a most fallen soul has hope. This, especially in Kali Yuga, especially this is a movement of Lord Chaitanya. Kali Yuga is the age of Lord Chaitanya. Mosama Patita Prabhu Nahi Tribhuvane. Anyone and everyone can seek, has access to Krishna if they simply follow what Lord Chaitanya is teaching. Yes, I am fallen, but there is hope. One should never feel hopeless. One should feel helpless. On my own, I am alone. But Krishna, if he chooses, anything can happen by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. So this should be our mood also. Sometimes, some devotees may feel, actually it happens to many and maybe sometimes to us also may happen. Oh, I am so fallen, I am so rascal, I am this, I am ocean of faults. And sometimes one may go into that whirlpool of negativity and even stop doing. I'm not even qualified to go to temple. I'm not even qualified to touch Gita. I'm not even qualified to read Bhagavad Gita. I'm not even qualified to chant the holy names. So this mind can take us into the ocean of negativity. I'm so bad. Oh, I did this mistake. Now I'll never show my face to Guru. Now I'll never open Bhagavad Gita. That is another extreme and false understanding of humility. Avashya Rakshibe Krishna. Goptritve Varnam Tatha. Krishna will help. I am fallen, but Krishna is kind. Krishna is merciful. He is very kind. Apichet suduracharo bhajate mamananya bhak sadhureva samantavya samyak vyavastito hi saha. Even if one has done some accidental mistake, something unplanned, we all are prone to faults. But if we continue, there is light at the end of the tunnel. So we must we can take this inspiration from Akrura and continue basically. Right? We are most fallen, but still we have hope. And whenever we feel hopeless, we should remember Putana's example. And whenever we feel we are too qualified, should remember Romaharshan Suta's example, right? Any other thoughts before we move to the next verse, text 6?
Yes, Prabhu, I was just thinking that words Dinera adhik daya kare Bhagwan, right? Chaitanya Charitamrita is talking about Kulina Pandit Dhanera Bada Abhiman. So yeah, basically you are saying a very nice point that thinking of humility means thinking of oneself is lower, but it at the same time it should not be very hopeless that I can't do anything. So we say that we are fallen, but at the same time we are very hopeful. Like Krishnadas Kaviraj Thakur says that, right? I'm very fallen, like worm in this stool, lower than Jagai and Madai. But I got a mercy of Nityanand Prabhu. So this is the thing that we are hopeful that yes, we are fallen, we have anarthas, and I like the point that you are talking about that I have this anartha, I have. So basically, we are focusing on I, not Krishna. So our focus should be on Krishna, Like similar thing we say in that attachment and detachment also. I have to be detached from this world and detached from this and that. So we are basically focusing and try and believing on our own strength that I can be able to detach myself from all these things. It's better just to attach Krishna, then everything will automatically go away. Because if you attach more and more than to Krishna, then Krishna knows that how to, right, detach from all these. Even you don't even look all those anarthas, and if you see that your heart is filled with the devotion with Krishna, then you feel like that, oh, something is already gone away. You don't even look that, you don't even recognize that this is happening. So yeah, that's point. I was thinking the humility is, and of course, humility is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given that one has to be humbler than the even tolerant and humbler than the grass. So that words one have as a devotee we have to wear as a garland. Trinadapi sunichena, tarorapi sahishuna, amanina manadena, kirtaniya sadahari. So he said that kirtaniya sadahari. He said all the three lines, you what you have to do, but he gave the last line, kirtaniya sadhari is the medicine. This is the medicine that you use it and you will get out of all these, the other three things. So, yes, good.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your thoughtful comments. Okay, let's move to the next verse. You want to read, Mata?
Sure, bro. Mama adya mangalam nashtham phalam vamscha me bhava yannamasya bhagavato yogi dheyangri pankajam. Today, all my sinful reactions have been eradicated, and my birth has become worthwhile, since I will offer my obeisance to the Supreme Lord's lotus feet, which mystic yogis meditate upon. So, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, this is just a meditation on the way. He didn't even reached yet to Vrindavan, right, Prabhu?
That's correct.
Yeah, so yeah, that is our position, that he he is doing smaranam, right? He's doing this smaranam and he's thinking that when he actually offering obeisance in the mind that I will reach there and how I will what I will do, so this is like, if we think about Krishna and Krishna's pastime, and of course this pastime will come up when we hear more, like Prabhupada says that you can see Krishna through your ears. So when we hear more about the pastime of Krishna's activities of Krishna, everything about Krishna, so it becomes condensed, and then then smaranam comes up. I was just recently give like uh, spoke about Kunti prayers, and in that prayer she was talking about smaran, that you appear in this world. She gave the various reason why she appears in this world, and he gave one reason that you appear to give the process of smaranam and gayanti and smaranam and chanting, that because we are suffering in this material world, and how can we purify oneself and get out of this miserable miseries, is the only three process, the chanting, and then smaranam comes up. Though, when we chant, when we hear, then smaranam comes, then you contemplate on that, and then smaranam becomes a smaranam, and that is fixed. And that's how the meditation works. So here Akrura is saying that I just obeisance to you, and he said that I will offer my obeisance to the lotus feet, and all my sinful reactions have been eradicated. My Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita, Man manabhav mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. He gave the reason that okay, you pay obeisance to me. And here Krura is saying that my sins is gone away, eradicated, because I'm paying obeisances to you. Who was that? Raghunath Das Goswami, that who was like, paying obeisances to the Govardhan 1,000 times and the Vaishnavas 2,000 times. So paying obeisances. So I mean, what we can do if we cannot, he said that man mana bhav mat bhakto. So fix your mind, become my devotee and paying obeisance to me. So okay, if I cannot be, my mind is restless, I cannot fix my mind. If my mind is not fixed, I cannot become like a good devotee. Then at least what I can do, I can paying obeisance to the Lord. So this is nice that we can. And of course Lord's lotus feet is a shelter of everyone, is the is the shelter of all the yogis and bhaktas. And if we just obeisance to us, we become fearless. We can, he says that, do not fear. Krishna says that sarvadharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam vraja. You take my shelter and do not fear, everything, all sins will go away. So, yeah, that's what the meditation of Krura is doing. Yes, Prabhu, you can add more.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mataji. So many wonderful points you shared. There's importance of offering obeisance. Offering obeisance means offering the highest part of our body, which is the head, to the lowest part of Krishna. I mean, Krishna is transcendental, but still the feet are considered the lowest. We offer obeisance at the feet of the Vaishnavas, at the feet of the Supreme Lord. Basically shows surrender, shows that you are Prabhu, you are Master. So Akrura here is showing confidence. So earlier he was a devotee should have confidence also. Yes, I am fallen, but Krishna is great. On my own, life is a race. But when Krishna is with me, life becomes grace. You add the G of God in front of race, then it becomes grace. That's what we say.
What did you say, Prabhu? I like this point. I'm going to note it down. You said that my life is race.
On my own, life is a race. When God is with me, it becomes grace. Right? You add the G of God or G of Govinda, G of Gopinath, G of Govardhan, G of Gopal, G of Gokul, then life becomes grace. And it's no more a rat race because it's grace of God. And everything which happens, the devotee has confidence. Okay, Krishna, if that's your plan, so be it. You want me to live in this city, so be it. You want me to live in that city, so be it. You want me to serve in this way, so be it. You want me to serve in that way, so be it. I am like a puppet in your hand. But confidence should be there. One should use one's creative intelligence. One should feel engaged in the movement of Srila Prabhupada. And confidence is essential. It's very, very essential. It will help us and it will help the movement. Here, there's one more line also mentioned. Today is the perfection of my birth. Perfection of my birth. Why? Perfection of my life. My birth has become worthwhile. If we ask in today's day and age, what is the perfection of life? To general masses, what will be some common responses? Let's take a few. Can you share or speak or type? What is perfection of life or perfection of birth? I'm not talking about asking devotees, but general masses or many devotees also have this actually. What is perfection of life? What is perfection of birth?
Uh,
Hare Krishna.
yeah,
Go ahead.
go ahead, Mataji.
No, I was just saying from like not from devotees' perspective. In today's world, I see that the most perfect thing is to have lots of money and lots of wealth. And if somebody achieves that, okay, that's like other people at least think that, okay, they have a very perfect life. But yeah, in reality, it's not true.
Yeah. So job, business, wealth, nokri, chokri, wife, kids, right? Education, roti, kapda, makan, right? To get house, to get car. But what is a Krura, pure devotee saying? Today, my life will become worthwhile because I'll be able to offer my obeisance to the Supreme Lord. This is Atma Samarpan. When the moment we realize that we are Krishna's part and parcel, and we take shelter of the Supreme Lord, we take shelter of the spiritual master, then Krishna accepts him as good as himself. And there's a beautiful verse, Diksha Kale Bhakta Kore Atma Samarpan. Atma Samarpan. Diksha Kale Bhakta Kare Atma. Sei Kale Krishna Tare Kare Atmasam. Atmasam. Apne saman maan lete hain. Apne saman in the qualities. That means one who takes full shelter of Krishna. Radha Krishna na bhajiya, janiya shuniya vishay khainu. Manushya janam paya, Radha Krishna na bhajiya. So Manushya Janam, the rare human life, the goal is to worship Radha Krishna. It won't matter at the end of 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, whatever time one retires, voluntarily or by Yamaraj's arrangement. No one cares how many pennies or dollars one has in bank. Rather, it becomes a source of fight everywhere. Everywhere money is leading to fights. Position leads to fights. But once surrender to Krishna, that is the real person. The success, the barometer of success. What is the barometer of success for a devotee? How can we say one is a successful or one is no? What should be our barometer of success?
To get a Krishna Prem. That is the
Yes.
highest, right?
How much love we have developed for Krishna, in short.
That is only qualification.
And this was mentioned in the classes also so many, that often we come to the ISKCON movement. What is our goal? To develop Krishna consciousness. But sometimes, many a times, unfortunately, after 5 years, 10 years, Maya is so tricky that Maya may distract us internally also. And we may lose the focus that why have I come to Krishna conscious movement? Have I come to gain followers? Have I come to get positions? I'm not saying those are good or bad, but if one feels that the success of my Krishna consciousness means to get followers, to get titles and stuff, then that becomes a problem. The success is to love Krishna, to love devotees, to serve Krishna, to serve devotees with humility, with gratitude, with attention. That will please Krishna the most, without expectation for return. That's success. That's the birth worthwhile. Otherwise, Lochan bole sei papi elo or gelo. Life mila, il airam gaya. कब स्टार्ट हुआ कब खत्म हुआ कितने बच्चे कितने घर कितना गाड़ी it's all a number and bhakti is not about numbers. Bhakti is about heart. So one should feel grateful when we get chance to serve Krishna, serve devotees. He's feeling very, very grateful and confidence. and hopeful. Okay, next verse. Anyone?
Just a quick comment, bro. That
Yes.
verse reminds me, Mane dhana bhijana roop tap shrutojas, tej prabhav bal parusha buddhi yoga, naradhana hi bhavanti parasya pumso, bhaktya tutosha bhagwan gajutpayo. So that verse is talking about that you are explaining. And even Janma Aishwarya Sutta Shribhir, even that verse is also saying that Kunti Maharani is saying that who can God, who can, nothing we can. Krishna is full of all the six opulence. He has everything. So he is more beautiful, he is more innocent, he is more wealth. What can we give to Krishna? We cannot give anything. We can just give our love to Krishna, our heart to Krishna. And if we do, then in whatever body, in whatever form we have, we're literate or illiterate or wealthy or poor or whatever, because the devotional service anyone can perform. Whatever position you have, either you big or wealthy or rich or poor or man or woman or sinful or sinless, whatever you are. But Krishna gives the devotional service equal to everyone, and anybody can perform and anybody can go reach to Krishna. So that reminds me, only the devotional service can conquer the heart of the Lord. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You're a scholar. So many verses you're quoting so nicely. Yes. Okay, Anita Mataji or anyone else wants to read? Who is in a position to read text 7?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Then I can try, Prabhuji.
Please.
Kamso bhatar me kya anuragam drakse nigri padmam parhito mune hare pritva tarasya duratyam tama purve taranyan naka mandalat twisa. Sorry. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, His Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Indeed, today King Kamsa has shown me extreme mercy by sending me to see the lotus feet of Lord Hari, who has now appeared in this world simply by the effulgence of his toenails. Many souls in the past have transcended the insurmountable darkness of material existence and achieved liberation. Purport. Akrura noted how ironic it was that the envious demonic Kamsa had given him an extraordinary blessing by sending him to see the Supreme Lord Krishna. Hari Bol. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for reading this beautiful verse. Akrura was serving under Kamsa. Sometimes this situation may happen. Like even the Goswamis, Rupa and Sanatana Goswami were also serving under the Muslim king, who was not very favorable. Kamsa was, what to speak of favorable, he wanted to kill Krishna. He was sending demons every day. Before, in fact, like some of you missed the last session, Kamsa on the day of Ekadashi, there's a background here. Kamsa told on the day of Ekadashi, on the Krishna Paksha, the waxing phase of moon, "Oh, Akrura, you go and bring Krishna to Mathura." So next morning, Akrura, that's on the Dwadashi day, Akrura started. And next morning, two other events also happened. Number one, Keshi was killed in the morning. Number two, Vyomasur was killed in the afternoon. And then Akrura is going to reach that same evening on the Dwadashi day. And that was in the previous chapter 37 we just read. So sometimes the lesson here is we may be in a tough situation, tough office environment, but one of my friend was telling like he feels the job is so hectic, this, that, but then he got a good opportunity to go to holy places. Like job sent him to Pune for a month, and then he got to stay in the temple and all that, and was feeling, wow, my manager is very kind. Now I'm able to stay in the temple for a month and at least attend the morning program, the evening program, and then go to work. So sometimes some challenging situations may bring some opportunity. So what is Akrura doing? Akrura is doing Ati Anugraha. Oh, he is extremely kind. King Kamsa today has done extreme kindness upon me. Why? Why he has done extreme kindness upon Akrura? Because Akrura will get chance to see Krishna. Drakshe, Angri Padma. Now this also should help us to understand that how rare is to see Krishna. Sometimes familiarity breeds contempt. We may get to see the deities at home or temple regularly, and then we may take it cheaply. Familiarity breeds contempt. We may not value what rare fortune we are getting as someone who may not have that opportunity for months and weeks. How Akrura is longing, how Akrura is desperate, how Akrura is grateful, how Akrura is excited, how Akrura is confident. That we can learn from this. It reminds me of another beautiful verse from the Avanti Brahman story.
Yasyaham anugraham.
In the 11th canto, this verse is spoken by the sannyasis also regularly. Etam sa asthaya paramatmanishtham adhyasitam purvat mer maharshibhir aham tarishyami duranta papam param aham tarishyami, I'll cross over this ocean of nations. Tamo mukmund angri nishevyeva. Very similar words. I shall cross over the insurmountable ocean of nescience by being firmly fixed in the service of the lotus feet of Kṛṣṇa. This was approved by the previous acharyas who were fixed in the firm devotion to Lord Paramatma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So if you notice the previous verse and this verse, quite similar, right? The confidence Guru is showing that by seeing him, all the papa will be destroyed. By seeing him, everything, the great mystics, they meditate upon him. The previous acharyas, they meditate upon him. Many souls in the past have transcended this insurmountable darkness of material existence and achieved liberation. You see, exactly same Avanti Brahman is saying. This was approved by the previous acharyas who were fixed firm in the devotion of the Lord, isn't it? So, such a great parallel here in these two verses. So, there is hope. There is hope for us also. We should also try our best. Any other thoughts anyone has? Sannyasis chant this mantra, I heard at the time of their Gayatri also. Along.
What was this verse, Prabhu? 11th canto?
2357. This is the Avanti Brahman story. how he was so much disturbed, but then he developed confidence. Oh yeah, it's actually written here, you see. In the purport, if one accepts sannyas, his main business is to devote life completely. Any other comments? Okay, we have time. Let's read next verse. Anyone else wants to read? Anyone in a position those are not read want to read?
Prabhuji, I can try.
Sure, please try.
Hare Krishna. Yat achirtam brahma bhava adi vi surahi okay. Śrī Caitanya Deva Muni Visa Satvatiya Go Charana Anucharahi Yat Gopikanam Kucha Kunkuma Ankitam. Hare Krishna.
Yes, translation, please. Can you hear me? Can you read, Mataji?
Yeah, I can read the translation.
Please.
Those lotus feet are worshipped by Brahma, Shiva, and all the other demigods, by the goddess of fortune, and also by the great sage and Vaishnavas. Upon those lotus feet, the Lord walks about the forest while herding the cows with his companions, and those feet are steamed with the kunkuma from the gopis' breasts. Back to you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So this verse, if you see in the previous verse, what was Akrura saying? That today I will get to see Mukunda Pankaj Angri, Padam Angri. I'll see Krishna's lotus feet. You see how now the next verse basically glorifies Krishna's lotus feet. Yad architam Brahma bhavad bhi surai. Brahma, Lord Brahma, Bhava, Shiva, Adi bhi surai, all other demigods, what are they doing? Architam. The Sabhi Devi Devta, all the demigods, including Brahma, Shiva, are doing architam of what? Of Krishna's lotus feet. When we see Krishna's lotus feet, this should be our object of meditation also. This verse is glorifying Krishna's lotus feet. There are many verses in Bhagavatam which glorify Krishna's lotus feet. This is one of them. So that we can meditate on what we are seeing, what we are having darshan. We can meditate on the different symbols or marks on Krishna's feet. Shriya cha devya munibhi sa satvatai. The first verse about the Brahma, Shiva, etc. Now the next verse, Shri Devi, the goddess of fortune, Munibhi, the sages, Satvatai, the devotees, they are also worshipping. Cha. And Krishna, he walks while herding the cows in Raja, Krishna never wears footwear. You know that multiple stories are there. So he is walking and imprinting the dust of Raja with the impressions of his lotus feet. So we can also try to meditate upon Krishna's lotus feet. So Akrura has some thoughts here from Krishna Chakravarti Thakur. Akrura is thinking, even though I have been ordered to do this by Kamsa, who hates Krishna, I have actually gotten a real favorable result. Sometimes we may get a favorable result from someone who hates us. Has anyone received that? Hmm? Has anyone received a favorable indirectly? At that time, we may feel bad. I'll give you an example. Someone tells us you are good for nothing, you are this, you are always a problem maker, this. And like someone, a cousin was telling me this. He said, "Oh, your this disease will never improve. Your lifestyle is such a hellish. You are doing this, you are eating this. Get out. You'll continue eating medicine for your life." Literally, one doctor, said this to one of my cousins. And then he was like mad, angry, and very upset. And then he said, I will make, like by hook or crook, I'll overcome this problem in 6 months. And then he was able to. He followed very strict diet, very strict routine, did everything he could. And then he was able to overcome. Had that doctor not told him harsh words, probably he would have, taking pills his life. So sometimes we should be even grateful to those who may not be so kind to us, actually. Hate the sin, not the sinner, and see some favorable result may come from that situation. See the other side. Amazingly, even though Kamsa is envious rascal, today he is especially merciful to me because he sent me to see Krishna. Previously, such persons as Amrisha were delivered from material world by the ray of effulgence of Krishna's lotus feet. Amrish Maharaj, many others, previous great acharyas. So Krura is further thinking, today I will see Krishna's lotus feet which are worshipped by Brahma, Shiva, Devatas, devotees. Everyone is worshipping them, offering flowers, scents, ghee, etc. The cows, Krishna's companions, right? Krishna's gopis, they are all asking for one thing. What? Krishna's lotus feet, right? And then sometimes Krishna also wonders, right? You know this favorite, one of the nice verse. Who knows that verse? Kararavinda, Padaravinda, Mukharavinda, Vinidhi,
Kararavindam
Napadaravindha,
Mukharavindam Vinivesh
Vish, Vatasya Patrasya Putoshayanam, Balam Mukundam Manasa Smarami.
Yeah.
Kararavinda. Kara means hand. Tava Kara Kamala Vare. Kararavind, Arvind, lotus. With his lotus hand, he's holding his lotus feet and putting in his lotus mouth. Kararvinda, Padarvinda, Mukharvind. Kar, lotus hand से lotus feet का lotus thumb पकड़ के he's putting in his mouth. Viniveshayantam. And what is he doing? Vatasya patrasya. He's sitting, he's lying on a vata patra, leaf.
Leaf.
Shayanam Balam Mukunda Manasa Smarami. May I remember on that Lord Mukunda, the baby form, who's doing this, is this beautiful pastime. Why does Krishna do that? Because he's saying, well, Brahmaji is going for lotus feet, Shiva going for lotus feet. What is in my lotus feet? Let me check. He's trying, and actually that's the reason he also comes as Lord Chaitanya. He wants to experience the joy the devotee is experience. Okay, question for you. Akrura is in which rasa? Shantya, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya.
I think Akrura is in parental, right?
Akrura is in the Dasya Bhava. Here, as explained by Srila Chakravarti Thakur, it is often seen that parents and other relatives enthusiastically take pleasure within their own minds by different, right, other rasas also. So he's thinking of all these. So it may seem like this versa has some rasabhas, but Akrura is in Dasya Bhava as mentioned. So one should not think is an incompatible overlapping mellows or rasa here. Okay, so glories of Krishna's lotus feet are shared here. Any other thoughts, comments, questions? We read till text 8, 5 to 8 today. So we'll read from text 9 in the next call. Any thoughts, comments, questions before we pause?
So Krishna's lotus feet is glorified, as you are saying that many verses is talking about how the lotus feet is Krishna's lotus feet. And of course, Krishna's lotus feet has many markings, auspicious markings, right? I mean, the Krishna's lotus feet compared to the, why Krishna's lotus, sorry, Prabhu, one second.
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram.
Yeah, sorry, Prabhu.
No,
Yeah, so
please.
Krishna is a fellow feet is compared to the lotus. Of course, lotus we see in this world is more as a material in the material world is more beautiful. Then we can compare Krishna's face and feet is way far beautiful than lotus. But there's a significant. The lotus has a characteristics that they are. Lotus is in the mud, right? So, because lotus, despite surrounded by the imperfections, he remains untouched with these. So, Krishna is also like that, right? Krishna is he appear in this world, but it not like that. He take up all these things. He is still transcendental. So similarly, the devotees of the Krishna also, and I think if I'm not wrong, Krishna feet has a 19 different signs, and each signs has a different meaning of that. So of course we'll not talk much about that, but in the verses is talking about the umbrella. Krishna feet is compared as like umbrella. Barley corn, like barley corn is very insignificant because corn give the nourishment, vitality. So similarly, one surrender to the lotus feet of Krishna, they get nourished, they become enthused, and devotees are like very hungry to take shelter of Krishna. And when we take shelter of Krishna, we get that all these nourishment by the surrendering to the lotus feet of Krishna. And one of the sign is chakra also. So one devotee was saying that these two chakra represents two things. It cuts and it illuminates. So it says that when we take shelter of Kṛṣṇa, lotus feet of Kṛṣṇa, so it cuts the 6 anarthas in us, which we can't only like Kṛṣṇa is because it is too deep, right? Subtle form anarthas is too deep. Even we can't do it by our own endeavor. So only Kṛṣṇa, and Kṛṣṇa has chakra. So with this chakra, he cuts, which is so deep. He cuts that, our strong desires to enjoy in this world, false prestige and ego and all these bad qualities and these things. So when we cut these bad qualities by chakra, and then what illuminates? It illuminates the presence of Kṛṣṇa. That because these anarthas represents darkness, and when it removes, then it illuminates with the good qualities and love for the Kṛṣṇa, because we are actually imprisoned by own emotions. So that, and it illuminates with knowledge, right? It illuminates with knowledge, and it when we have this knowledge that who am I, what is my relationship with Kṛṣṇa, who is Kṛṣṇa? I am the part and parcel of Kṛṣṇa. I am the Jivira Suruphe Krishnera Nitya Das. And when we have this knowledge, when we illuminate with this knowledge, and this knowledge only comes when we get out of these anarthas and illusion, that is represents chakra for the devotees. So similarly, I have notes for all the representation. So maybe I can share later on this class. So.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mataji. Yeah, I recall when we were studying about this in the Rasa Panchadhyaya, Gopi's meditation on Krishna's lotus feet. We discuss in great detail all these symbols and Krishna's lotus feet and others' lotus feet. So it's always refreshing. Thank you. So we'll pause here and continue. Thank you so much. Grantaraj Bhagavatam Purana ki jai, Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveti Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai.
Sure.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.